They say done is better than perfect, so here goes. I have been doing my best to produce a hour-long podcast with a dear friend, Lad Mitchell, because he is promoting his book, Theory Markspurn. And if you are familiar with me at all and you're familiar with the previous catalog, it was extremely challenging for me not to geek out because Lad is one of my favorite artists, one of my favorite writers, and it is not worth it to you as an audience for me to geek out the whole time. So I really had to shut my brain off for this one and just be interviewer, don't fan out. But this was an extremely exciting, extremely rewarding conversation, and he's worked extremely hard. It is an incredible adventure. He worked really hard to world build, and I hope that you get as much out of his art as I do. I hope you celebrate it. Before I end this, I just want to say how important grace and kindness are, because I've had the opportunity for Lad to see me in a light that I was not proud of, but yet he still offered me the grace and the kindness to welcome this version of me and to celebrate, and not only to do that, but also to trust me with his art. And that means more than anything. So Lad, when you watch this, thank you so much for everything. I really hope you enjoyed these episodes. I've tried to break them down into 4 parts because they're kind of long, and I know that people are extremely busy. So I hope that you enjoy each part of the journey for our 4-part conversation. Be excellent to each other. I mean, it's got to be a completely different.
You know, that was like half the fun of it, though, was going to Kinko's at like 11 at night, staying there for a couple hours, making flyers, like pasting stuff together, and then going out and handing them out the next day or putting them up. That was like 90% of the fun.
Well, I love the tactile feeling. I do. Talking about the car, because yeah, I hate to say it, but I wouldn't have bought a new car if I didn't have a daughter. My son, he's 5. He was 5 at the time, but we didn't have air. And I was like, dude, you're going to be fine. Like, I grew up without air my whole life. But then my wife and I had a little baby. I'm like, that baby don't deserve to ride a car without air.
Yeah.
So, and then it's got the, it is, I've cleaned up a lot of things. And it was crazy to go to a place and have them say, oh no, you don't have to drive a car with rust on it. I'm like, are you sure? Like, because I don't want a payment. And they're like, no, you won't have a payment, like, because we'll figure this out and figure that out. And it's just, it's taken a really, really long time working like a madman to figure out, it's okay to spend a little bit of money, not a lot.
Yeah.
But definitely just the necessities. And it's an even better feeling to have people, the ability to say, I don't want to be a part of your project, because for so long it was just out of desperation.
Mm-hmm.
Like I had to be a part of the project in order for it to, I'm going to fix this real quick. It feels weird. What's going on here? Oh, you know what? It's because of my, it's because I've got 37 things on.
I thought you were going to say because of my physical deformity.
I don't know what that means. Physical deformity.
That was a great look on your face.
Good God. But yeah, because I didn't realize for a long time I had to be, in order to be happy, I had to do something artistic.
Yeah.
I can't. Yeah. It's just, it's weird.
I'm the exact same way. I'm like, I always tell myself when I'm doing projects, I'm like, I'm going to take a break after this, and then I'll take a short break, and I realize that I'm like, it's okay to take a break, but there's something missing, and I really enjoy the process of that creation, and that's, half of the, 90% of it is just creating that thing. And when you get to the end, you're kind of like, I don't know, there's kind of like a sadness, of the completion where you're like, hey, this is cool, but I can't wait to just start over.
Yeah, but for me, it's the, what do I do now?
Sure.
Because I get lost in the process, and I love getting lost in the process. I think for a long time, it took, I'm trying to think about how I'm going to answer. So I love being a part of the process, and I do not process, but I do not process success very well. I only learn from when things are broken. And when things are broken, I'm like, okay, so we do this, we do this, we do this, and we can make it better. But it's the times where everybody's like, okay, that's great, we're all done. And I'm like, what? What do we do now? Oh, you just sit and you just enjoy the what? You enjoy
Yeah.
the nothing? Like, I don't know. I guess
Yeah.
maybe I'm just used to being so uncomfortable for so long that I just don't, it's hard to process when things go right.
Enjoy the moment, man. There's nothing wrong with, you know, being in the present.
Well, with kids, that's definitely hit me like really hard. And I work to make sure that we have these really fun windows. But I also am doing my best to teach the kids to live in their own worlds, because sometimes the one that you're presented isn't always the most fun.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I thought this would be a great place to come for. I mean, this is where I come for mental health walks.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely.
It is
Grounds you. No pun intended.
Oh yeah, it's great to take.
You come in here a lot?
I do, yeah.
I've not been out here since I was a kid. My dad used to bring us out here when we were, you know, 10, 11, but which is why when you suggested the place, I was like, I think I know exactly where he's talking about.
That's awesome.
And then when I pulled up, I was like, it was like deja vu. I was like, oh yeah, we used to come out here and walk around. And as a kid, I don't know, you're kind of like, this crap again. But as an adult now, you're like, appreciate the what the experience meant.
It came out of necessity because I needed to get lost in something in order to ground myself. And then I came out here by myself. And then when my son was old enough to walk, he was getting up at 4 o'clock in the morning, and we would just come out here as soon as the sun came up, and that would exhaust him. And now he realizes it's a way to reset. We're having a lot of I think that everyone has some ism, everyone has a behavioral thing, it's just who's willing to admit it and be open about it.
Sure.
And with him, I'm fully transparent. I'm like, hey, like I see that you're spinning. I've spun out before, but in order to ground yourself, we got to find something that grounds you, whether it's exercising or breathing or music or something. It's like, you know what? You don't feel well. Let's get out. Let's just get out and go, and we'll do this. And we live in right now, well, we live in a neighborhood where it's just schools and stuff like that. And I think it's just a much better feeling to connect with all of this and just all the noises stop.
Yeah.
Like we can barely hear, all we hear is just nature.
Yeah.
And it's much more soothing than cars driving by or all kinds, just the distractions. It's a good reset, because I think you can walk out of here and just feel so much better, just feel relaxed and calm and essentially ready for whatever the day throws at you.
That's weird that you're talking about that, because on the drive over here I was listening. Do you know who Alan Watts is? Or was? He was a philosopher in the, like a Taoist, I think, philosopher.
Okay.
In the 70s with all the New Age movement. But I was listening to a speech he did on, I think it's called Why We Run. And it's basically the same thing you were saying, is that we're so constantly running and so scared to slow down because we think everyone's scared of, you know, no motion.
Yeah.
When no motion is totally fine, because you actually, what you just did, you actually hear stuff around you and enjoy stuff in the present, and you're not racing towards the next finish line that isn't really a finish line. It's just the start of something else. But yeah, I think it's definitely important just to stop and take a breath.
There was a weird, I'm going to talk around something in the best way that I can, because I don't want to offend anyone. I work really, really hard to make things like this and to make them engaging, and to essentially, it provides an escape for me right now in this moment. And I hope that it provides an escape for others when they're in the middle of something or something like that. And often when I see people in productions, I don't really want to be documented, and I'll say in the politest way possible, hey, I'm having a blast. Just let me live in this moment. And like, I love it when there is a large gathering of people that are just enjoying each other's company, having a blast. And I said something to someone, and I caught like third or fourth person. I was like, hey, this is incredible. Just sit here, just live in this moment. And I was saying, take a breath, look around, look at how beautiful this is. But I didn't use those words. And I think it came across as, how do I put it? Maybe enjoy your moment, not enjoy the moment. And I was like, I didn't realize like how quickly it could turn the perception of enjoy your moment. No, like enjoy this whole moment. And
Sure.
I was like, oh God, did I say the wrong thing? You know. And of course, I've always overthought everything for most of my life.
I think everyone
Um,
overthinks everything.
Yeah.
I think that's just
So,
human nature.
as you say, you haven't been here a really long time.
Mm-mm.
Okay, good. My favorite thing is to go down in this valley and then around here, right by the river, and then there's some rocks up here.
Are there bluffs over there?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yeah, it just takes a while to get there. This is the scenic route, but it's easier on your knees because over there's a lot of, it's very steep. So that's why I take this one. This is where the
Sure.
water flows through. You've been in IT for a while, right?
Yeah, I have. Yeah, for 5-6 years.
What was the journey of, and I mean this in the politest way possible, hospitality to IT? Like, what was this out of necessity?
It wasn't a straight line to that. I knew I didn't want to be in hospitality anymore because I loved working in that industry, but you know, the hours are hard. It's hard on your body. And so when I transitioned to just, you know, just an office job.
Well, bear with me. Let me park that. Did you choose hospitality because it was flexible for your previous ventures?
Correct.
Okay,
Yep,
that's all.
That's
That's it. I'm
exactly
just
why I
saying
did it.
it was the means to an end, not the end to a means, right?
Yeah, but I
Okay.
ended up really liking that industry and being
Yeah,
good at it, and
yeah.
it's a subculture in itself. But so I got into, you know, kids come along and
Well,
you know,
they don't come along. They don't come along.
they're
So,
pleasant surprises. And
well,
then,
I mean, it's I am fortunate enough, and I don't know enough people like this. I'm trying to get to expand my stronger friend group, but my wife is my best friend, and from what I understand, it's the same for you. Is that correct?
yes, yeah.
Yeah. So they don't just come along. You're like, hey, I love your life and you love mine, and how's that conversation start?
For having kids.
Yeah.
Well, you know, the first Simon was unexpected, so like I said, he was a surprise, but it was something that we both knew that we wanted at some point. It just happened a little sooner.
Yeah, but if you loved each other, that's not a surprise. Y'all knew what you were doing.
We knew what we were doing. We knew the mechanics of how things worked.
No, I just love how people say it was a surprise, but y'all were playing the slot machine. You're surprised you won.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
That's all I'm asking.
That's a good way to put it.
You just kept putting quarters in.
There you go.
You don't know
Yeah.
what's gonna happen. You knew.
Yeah, but then when my daughter was, you know, was not a surprise.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I got into working in an office job and just kind of, I didn't know what I wanted to do. And so I started moving around in Memorial at the hospital.
Yeah.
And I worked there for a couple of years just doing, not any IT stuff, just like patient, what did I do there? Like patient relations and stuff like that.
What's the transition from hospitality to patient relations though? That's gotta be.
I just took the first office job I could get because I knew.
No. My question is, because you're running around and your whole culture is different when you're doing hospitality, what is it emotionally like to have that just stop? Like, I just have to sit at a desk all day.
It was nice. I liked it. I really liked it because, you know, in hospitality, you're the order taker and the communicator between customer and the back of the house. And that's tough because, you know, you're getting it not only from the customer, but you're getting it from from the back of the house as well. But I learned a lot of valuable lessons in that. Like, I learned how to really not take anything personally. And that's the big takeaway from that. But I enjoyed the switch because it was kind of like this. It was taking a breath, even though it was not the most interesting. You know, office work's not interesting, but you know, it was nice. And so from that, I started looking for other positions, and a buddy of mine who worked at the state was like, "Do you want to come over here and work in finances?" And I was like, "Sure." And I worked over there for, I don't know, a year at the Board of Education. And a lady I worked with was like, they were always giving me spreadsheets to fix. And I just got good at fixing spreadsheets. I actually wasn't good at fixing spreadsheets. I was good at Googling how to fix spreadsheets.
I was going to say, how does one get good at fixing spreadsheets?
Because people were like, "Can you fix this?"
Just hold on. Just look at this. This is why I want to come down.
Oh, that's pretty.
Yeah. Sorry, I didn't mean to
No,
pause
no
you,
worries.
but spreadsheets.
And so this lady was like, you'd be good at the data position. So I was like, all right. So I did that, and I worked with all the IT people. And the IT people were like, "Do you want to do an IT stuff?" And I was like, "Sure." And I got into that, and that's just kind of how I fell into it, and I haven't really left. I've done a couple positions, but the thing that helped me creatively in that was I got into project management, and with creating, there's some anxiety with that, you know? You're like, where do I start? How do I do it? It taught me how to break all that stuff apart into super small chunks and how to process it out. And you know, my wife makes fun of me, but I have like Kanban boards around the house for like projects, for like, you know, to do, in progress, done, you know, just with sticky notes.
If she finds that annoying, you should introduce her to Tom Sachs.
I don't know who that is.
I'm going to sound like an idiot talking about and explaining it to you, but you know what? I don't want to make myself look stupid, but
All right.
Tom, I already doing a great enough job about that. The people that I learn from Tom Sachs, and they organize everything down to a T of office space and drawers,
Sure.
and tools and projects, and everything is very, very, very neat, and it's basically it's impossible to have chaos when it's that organized. And it's a way to get things done efficiently.